Well, I came by here to tell you all about an experience I had with an ex-boyfriend.
Go listen to that video of that woman talking about how there was a spirit in her house that was telling her, like, basically to get her man out the house. That spirit did not like that particular boyfriend at the time in her home. And I think this happens to a lot of people with a man or a woman that they're dating or they're friends with, a stranger. The universe is giving you signs and signals, but it's supernatural, so you don't really want to believe it. Your brain goes to, oh, I got to make something logical of this. If you ever experience this, stop making it logical. Believe in that supernatural and get up out of there or get away from that person. I'm going to tell you two stories about the time I feel like spirit, universe, God was showing me, get away from this person. So a couple of years ago, I was talking to this guy that I knew for years. I knew him since I was probably a teenager, and then he hollered at me in my 30s. So we start kicking it, and one day he's like, oh, I'm near your house, I'm going to stop by. I'm like, all right, cool, stop by. So he says he's having his taxes done. Can he stay at my house for an hour? And then he's going to go on his way. So I was like, yeah, sure. When he walks into my bedroom, I had a 7-day candle burning. Some of y'all don't know what a 7-day candle looks like. It looks like this, right? And it's supposed to burn for 7 days straight, right? When he walks in, that 7-day candle immediately blows out. Keep in mind, I always burn 7-day candles. They usually go 5 to 7 days, right? So I'm just like, what? I just set that candle. Why did that candle blow out? I didn't say anything to him, but I put it in the back of my mind, like, I thought that was weird. And as you can see, a candle like this is deep. Someone has to go over it and blow into it, right? There was no fan on, no AC on. And I was just like, as soon as this guy walks in my bedroom, why did that candle go out? So I put it in the back of my mind. And again, maybe a month later, I'm having a gathering at my house that day. He says, hey, I'm in the area. I'm stopping by to see you, see what you're doing, what you cooking, and I'm definitely coming to your event tonight. So I'm like, all right, yeah, cool. So he comes over my house, and we are walking into my bedroom. I walk into my bedroom. Then he walks in, and immediately my 7-day candle goes whoosh, just like that, like a quick, whoosh, not like a burn out. It goes, whoosh, right? And what's crazy is, as soon as he saw that flame go out, he said, that wasn't me. That's when I knew. I said, yeah, it is this mother effer. And these spirits on him know. This guy turned out to be a big time narcissist, a whore, liar. I mean, he was a big time narc, fraud, right? And I got rid of him. Another story I think back to is when I was 30 years old and I was online dating at the time, and I met this guy online, and I was like, oh yeah, this seems like a guy that I would want to commit to. We started hanging out, we're going on dates, he's meeting my friends like him, everything seems cool. But at the time, believe it or not, I had a narcissistic best friend. And you got to understand, other spirits will snitch on other demons, right? So I remember the best friend at the time said, who was a narcissist, high-ranking narcissist, he said, let me see a picture of this guy that you're dating, that you about to commit to. So I showed him the photo of the guy, and he laughed, and he said, don't date this guy. This guy is a psycho. Don't date him. And at the time, I was like, oh, please, you just jealous. You never want me to date. You're so protective. I'm telling you, this guy is not crazy, but I'm going to keep that in mind, and I'm going to watch his behavior. Thanks for letting me know. So I keep seeing the dude, and one night we go to a club with my friends, and we take pictures together. So now I'm like, yeah, this is about to be my little boo. I'm about to commit to him. So let me make it official and put a picture of us on my Facebook. So, back in the day, I don't know what's going on Facebook now. I've been on Facebook since 2020, but you have like a background picture on your Facebook account. So I was going to put a picture of him and I. His face wasn't in it. It was like we was face to face. So you really couldn't see his face too much. A picture of him and I from the night that we went to the club. So I go to post a picture, and I am on a desktop, okay? A Dell desktop. It was my friend's mom's computer. I've always used this computer. There was nothing wrong with this computer. I go to upload the photo, and immediately the computer goes black. And I'm like, what the hell? Why is this computer going black? I shake the mouse, restart the computer, go back on Facebook, and I try to upload the photo again. The computer goes black again. I restart the computer again, go back on, and I try to upload it for the third time. The screen goes black. So finally, my friend comes over, and she's like, what's going on? You can't get this picture up? I'm like, no, the screen keeps going black. She's like, get up, get up. So she sits down at the computer desk, and she goes to upload the photo, and the screen goes black again. We even try to resize the photo. We try all these different logical things to make this photo upload on Facebook. So it would come up and then go completely black and disappear. That's basically what would happen. So she said, well, let's try some other pictures of yours. We go into the files, we try multiple other photos, and they would load on Facebook just fine. Me and her were both creeped out. And I was just like, yo, what is this? This is so weird. Long story short, this guy ended up being a straight up warlock. All right. Just straight mentally ill, warlock. Was really trying to, capture me, wanted my energy basically, and I was able to escape him. As soon as he had a crazy outburst on me, I was out of there, okay? Don't wait. Whenever you see these supernatural things happening, telling you to leave that man alone, that woman alone, that friend alone, that family member alone, that stranger alone, get up out of there, all right? Cut off that logical brain and tap into your spiritual brain and believe what you're seeing, believe what you're feeling, believe the circumstances that is happening, okay? Because it really can save your life. It really will stop you from having bad experiences and ending up in abusive situations, or sometimes not being unalived.